I'm clicking and it'll tell us when we're live in just a second. It says it's streaming live, so let me do your introduction. Hold on the phone, folks. This is going to be cool. Hi, welcome to Comic Spot. I have a special guest with a lot to say today. He's in the other square. His name is Nevin Cummings. Wave to him, you guys. Hi, Nevin. He's afraid to talk. He's a good man.
How you doing, everyone?
Yes, you are going to just love this guy. He's got a heart for comedians, a heart for the business. You're going to love him. We got to talk to him. I'm going to read the intro that I already read back in December when I interviewed him. But I'm going to read it again because y'all need to hear this. Okay, so here we go. Can she do this correctly this time? Host and executive producer of the Staten Island Comedy Show. Did you mean comedy because it says county? You meant comedy.
Oh, yeah, comedy.
Yeah, okay. I probably made a mistake. Okay, host and executive producer of the Staten Island Comedy Show. He has been doing the show since 2004, you guys. He was born in Manhattan, raised in Staten Island, and now lives in Florida. The show is geared to help up and coming stand-up comedians get some exposure by putting them on public access TV. Some stars that came through the show, hang on to your shirts here, folks. Some of the stars that came through the show were Fred Armisen, Colin Jost, Adam Polly, Sal from the Impractical Jokers, Pete Davidson, among others. You can find previous shows on his YouTube channel, Nevin Cummings Comedy, Facebook Nevin Cummings. Yeah, on those two places. Always looking to help comics by putting them on the show. What a heart this guy has. He has a documentary movie called Bottom Feeders, and it's about behind the scenes of his TV show and what goes on to put together a public access TV show. I almost got through that without mistakes. Oh my gosh.
Almost.
Almost. Welcome this wonderful, helpful person in the comedy business. You got to get to know him. If you're a comedian, put your tapes out to him because you've had me on your show twice, episode 5 and episode 14. Thank you for coming to Comic Spot today. Welcome, Nevin Cummings. Hi, Nevin.
Hi, Linda. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yes, I wanted to have you back on. So talk to me about, first let's cover, you're from New York, you're in Florida. What's going on in your life with this whole pandemic? Let's start there.
It's the same old stuff. You wake up in the morning, you wash your hands, put your mask on, you go out.
Yes.
But here in Florida, you could go to the beach.
Ooh, yes. And you're over there where there's some fun beaches, one right after the other.
Yes. It's really nice to walk the beach. You pick up some seashells. Got a big seashell collecting ever since the pandemic hit.
Wow. You'll have to have you been posting pictures of that?
No.
I want to see some.
I didn't think anyone cared.
I used to live in Fort Myers and then I lived in Vero Beach because in my previous lives.
Nice. That's not too far, Vero Beach.
Yes.
It's a few hours away.
Yes. Well, let's talk about everything I want to zip through your life up to this point and then have you plug what all you're doing. Remind people, including me, how you started in comedy and what you've been doing in comedy before what you're doing now. Talk to me about your life, your comedy, to comedy and in comedy before now.
Okay, I was there that day. And we covered a little bit of that story another time. We touched on it the last time I was on the show.
Yes.
But I'm a 9/11 survivor. I was there that day. Also, I was born in Manhattan. I grew up on Staten Island. Also, I got into comedy because I just really wanted to make people laugh. It made me feel good. And one day I was at the studio. My sister was doing a show, her show. It was a UFO show she was doing. And I said, why can't I do this and put it on television and hopefully make some people laugh? So I started my show, the Staten Island Comedy Show, back in 2003, 2004. And I've done almost 100 shows since. And during the pandemic, I adapted into doing a virtual show. And these are the shows that you were on, number 5 and number 14. So if anyone wants to see those particular shows, just go to my YouTube channel, Nevin Cummings Comedy. And you know what else to do. Please subscribe. As you know, right?
Yes, do that.
And so now I've been doing these virtual shows and hopefully making some people laugh. I have comedians, stand-up comedians like yourself come on the show. They give me a clip of their performances wherever on location they performed. And I put it all together and make a show. And I also air it in Manhattan on all 5 boroughs on FiOS 42, channel 42 on FiOS. Manhattan, it's 1997, I believe. But it's FiOS 42 in all 5 boroughs, Saturday, 12 noon. It's a great time slot. Everybody's having lunch. They want to have a laugh. They turn my show on. There's 8 million people in New York, so hopefully we get a bunch of them. And that's it. So now I've been doing those shows.
That's wonderful. What do you have in the plans for the future with your Staten Island Comedy Show?
Hey, the next show I'm going to do is the one that you had mentioned with some of the stars on, which was Fred Armisen. Fred Armisen, Colin Jost. They were on show number 64, and it was a great show. But now I have to condense it to a half-hour show because that was an hour show. So I'll take out all of the dead spots and make a nice half-hour show, kind of like a Christmas present to everyone in New York and around the world, because I also will post it on YouTube on my channel, Nevin Cummings Comedy, and please subscribe.
Yes.
So you'll be able to see that show. And it's like I said, it was just a little Christmas gift I will give to everyone because it was a very funny show. And with the stars on it, it made it very exciting. Colin Jost was a writer at the time. Now he's the big shot actor. He's on a Weekend Update. But back then he was a writer and he wrote a comedy skit for the show. They filmed it, but it never made it to the show or on the show. So he brought that to my show and he gave it to me to air on the Staten Island Comedy Show. Bobby Moynihan was on it and another actress, I don't know her name, but it was a very good skit. The name of the skit was called Jack's Graveyard. And it was very funny. And you will see that on this particular show. And this particular show will be Staten Island Comedy Virtual Show number 16. So I did 16 shows during the pandemic. This will be number 16.
That's so great. Oh my gosh. So who is it that you have not yet had on your show that you're dying to have on?
I would like to have some more Staten Island Saturday Night Live actors, if I could. Fred Armisen is doing really good. He is now, believe, doing it like a TV on Stars. It's called Moonbase 8. They did the first season, and it was very funny. I watched all the episodes. So he's on his way there. He has that. I hope they pick that up and keep it going because it was very funny. So I would like to have him back on. It would be great. And anyone really funny, anybody in the television world out there that really wanted to come on, I would love to have on.
Wonderful. Well, that's wonderful. What's been something crazy that's happened when you've been putting on these shows that behind the scenes that people wouldn't know about? Because you said you're putting on something about, the secrets behind the show. So what is some secret you have about the show that happened?
Well, I'm just using the green screen, and sometimes there's bloopers. You stop in the middle of you're reading off the teleprompter, and then your mind goes somewhere else, and you forget to read what you're looking at.
Yes.
And then there's bloopers like that, and I got to keep, all right, cut. And I'm everything. So I'm the cameraman, I'm the director, I'm the actor. So I got to cut myself and then go to the beginning with the teleprompter and then start all over again, hit the record button on the camera. Thank God everything's remote control.
Yes.
And then after I do the show, I put it into the Final Cut Pro program on my computer, and I edit the green screen in, which is very important. Now I've been reaching out to people who have green screens, or I'll mail a green screen to. So like yourself, if you wanted to do a little skit or a little stand-up set, all you have to do is go to Amazon and buy a piece of green screen, usually a 10 by 10 foot piece. Just tape it to your wall, film yourself with your iPhone, do your little skit, and I can actually put you on the Staten Island Comedy virtual show with the same background I have. And I've done that with Miranda Tiffany, who is my co-host. Her stage name is Miranda Panda. And we've done Faker News. She's the news reporter on the scene, and she is the meteorologist. And I also have other characters floating around. I have the floating head on the Faker News. Kevin Kumquat, who is me, but I actually interviewed myself on one of the episodes, and that was a couple of shows ago. So,
That's hilarious.
Things like that. So if you ever want to come on, you have a piece of green screen, we could do something in the future.
I would love to do that. I would love to do that.
Okay. And anyone out there that's a comedian that feels they want to come on the show, if they have a green screen or a green wall, let me know. Just go to my new website is Nevin Cummings Comedy .tv. I'm in I've been doing some Toastmasters classes, and they help you with speeches. So they always tell me to use your hands. So when I say dot, see that
Or
that
if
helps
you're from
with
India,
the
dot.
right. When do you know why women in India have that dot on their heads? Do you know why?
No.
Because their husbands go like this. Will you listen to me? Will you listen to me? So it's Nevin Cummings Comedy .tv. If you want to get in touch with me or contact me.
Yes, absolutely. So when you were growing up, you were funny and you started doing stand-up like in third grade. What's your story? Remind me.
No, I as a young adult, I was doing jokes, and I found that jokes are a great icebreaker, especially if you're trying to say so-called rap to a girl. You want an icebreaker, you hey, you want to hear a joke, everybody wants to hear a joke, and if you make them laugh, it's you're halfway there.
Yes. It's such a great, so many girls are looking for a guy with a sense of humor.
Yes, especially now, you want to forget all your problems with this pandemic going on.
Yes. I'm surprised that anybody has the audacity to say that comedy isn't essential. What?
I know they say, well, the famous saying is, laughter is the best medicine, right?
Yes, absolutely. Healing. It's healing.
Healing, yes.
Forget your problems.
Yes. It's a healthy distraction from what's going on in the world today. And
Yes.
Kevin Kumquat on the Faker News interview said that.
You don't
Who is
mind
me?
if you quote him.
Yes.
What made you want to do the Staten Island Comedy Show?
Like I said before, I just wanted to make people laugh, and I was at that first show of my sister. She was doing a UFO show, and it was kind of entertaining because UFOs are pretty funny in itself. So I said, wow, that's kind of making me laugh. So maybe I can make some people laugh on Staten Island. And now I found out that I could air the show in all 5 boroughs, and I've been doing that. But it was just mainly for Staten Island. And those early shows were very, very raw, very, not professional. And I believe the show morphed into a professional style show.
Yes.
And I have to make it pretty good because I'm everything.
Yes. Absolutely. How'd you get on channel 42? Isn't that a famous baseball player?
Yeah, yeah. I believe so. I think, well, who was that? Hank Aaron or something?
Robinson? Wasn't
Oh
it
yeah,
Rob?
yeah. Jackie Robinson, right?
Yeah.
So, well, one day my friend Fred Kasha, who is the sidekick of the Staten Island Comedy Show and the drummer, and he's an entertainer. He has his own show also, Who Do You Like TV, on YouTube and on public access. He was airing his show in Brooklyn, but you needed a sponsor for Brooklyn to air your show. So he had somebody airing it. So just recently, about a year ago, they did away with that, and anyone can put a show on. You just have to fill out the application, give your identification, and get, it's hard to get a good time slot because those are all taken. I used to put the show on way back when in Brooklyn, and I lost the time slot, and it was a Saturday, 12 noon. And I lost that time slot. And just recently, because they put me in, it was Saturday, 12 midnight. So I was begging them, and they said, listen, we can't put you on Saturday, 12 noon, unless it's a half-hour show, because the 12 midnight show was an hour show, as you know. My regular studio show is usually an hour long. So I cut the shows down to a half hour, and bingo, I got the 12 noon on Saturday time slot, which is a great time slot. I used to get approached by a lot of people in New York City going to work, coming home from work. They used to run up to me, hey, Saki, what are you doing?
That's so wonderful.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
That's wonderful. So do you go, and when the world opens again, do you go on stages, or do you like just doing your show?
Well, I was just about to get to the next level, which was to film my show right here in Palm Coast, Florida, at a repertory theater. They used to do small plays. I went there quite a few times to watch plays, and they just had some lighting, brand new lighting installed, and it's good acoustics in it. It held about 42 chairs, 42 people, a nice little stage. Mm-hmm. And they agreed for me to shoot my show inside this theater. And that was in May. That was supposed to be in May. Boom, the pandemic hit. It was all set, and the pandemic hit. And of course, nobody can go inside after the pandemic hit. So that squashed the show. But she was going to, if it worked out well, put me into her schedule. So I was on my way. But too bad China did this to the world, and now we have to suffer.
This is something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was not a good thing to do. It's not now that it's Hanukkah, it's not a very good mitzvah, and it's a terrible bat mitzvah.
Yeah. Especially when you really don't want to visit people, especially family and stuff. So the holidays are depressing enough. Now it's even more depressing.
Yes, it's so hard during the holidays. I agree.
So remember that, everyone. Tune into my comedy show. It's a healthy distraction from what's going on in the world today. Nevin Cummings Comedy on YouTube. And you can see Linda on 2 of the shows. Very funny.
Episode 5 and episode 14.
Yes, 5 and 14.
Episode 16 was the one with Fred Armisen and Colin Jost.
Yes, I'm working on that one right now. I have to do some filming. I'm going to do the opener here with the green screen because it is a virtual type of show now. Condense the hour show into a half-hour show, and then put all the good parts in it, and it should be a really funny, fun show because I'm going to condense it where all the good parts and all the funny parts are going to be in it.
So if I go get myself a green screen, I can do something on your show like, I don't know, just come on and do this.
Yes, or you could be a fake news reporter. You could be an entertainer director, the entertainment section of the show, a sports reporter, traffic. You could do traffic. You could do whatever you want. It's just a virtual world.
Oh my gosh, I would love that. I'd love to do a spoof on sports reporters.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you could do a spoof on sports,
Because I know what
how
42 is.
yes, yes. And I'm sure you know in football what a tight end is.
Totally, especially when they're bending over,
Yes, yes, yes.
It's like you got to know your moves. What
Right,
would you
right,
like to
right.
say to people, Nevins? I didn't really interview you this time. I just wanted to pick up a little bit of who you are and your show that you want to plug and promote, which is so worth it, and to let people know you want submissions.
Yes, I love subscriptions to my YouTube channel. It's free, as you know, it's free. It's just, it helps the show grow on YouTube. I'm not monetized on YouTube. I have 234 subscribers now. I usually get over a little bit over 100 views, sometimes 200 views on these particular episodes. But as I build up subscriptions, the views will come, and the algorithm on YouTube, it helps the algorithm, and it pumps the show a little bit more out there. So the more subscribers I get, the better it is for the shows, and the better it is for the comedians like yourself to get more exposure.
Yes.
But the main thing of the show is to put it on television. Then from my computer here, I can upload the show into Manhattan and Brooklyn BCAT, which is all 5 boroughs. So it's good. I'm starting to build a following there in New York.
Yes. So you're in Florida and you have the show all over the boroughs. You've been able to burrow your way through New York City.
Yes,
They only
yes,
have 5 boroughs and you've hit them all. You're the
yes,
top
yes.
dog.
It's like throwing that rock and skimming it on the water. It just hit all 5 boroughs.
So how's that work? You start with one and the rest just fold in like dominoes?
No, the Brooklyn BCAT, the station there in Brooklyn, they air on channel 42 in all 5 boroughs.
Okay.
They also air on Spectrum and the other channels in Brooklyn, just those specific channels for Brooklyn only. Manhattan just airs in Manhattan. So that's a separate thing. And believe it or not, that's when we're Saturday Night Live. And you'll see that on this Fred Armisen show. He actually says it on the show that the actors and the producers of Saturday Night Live watch the show in Manhattan. And it's a weird time slot in Manhattan. I have Monday morning at 2 a.m. But I asked him, I said, why do you guys watch my show at 2 a.m. in the morning on Monday morning? And he told me, he said, well, we that's one time we get out of work and we're so wound up. We want something to do when we get home. So we search channel. There's nothing on at 2 in the morning. So there I am, I'm on. So
that's
and
so great.
yeah, and they say they try to get some ideas from the comedians and myself and the show, try to get some ideas for Saturday Night Live. I don't know if they used any of the ideas. Who knows?
Yes. Oh, that's great. I was over at the Olive Tree about a year ago when I was in New York City, and I saw Michael Che in the back with all the comics.
Oh.
And I did my impression of Home Alone. I went like that to him. And he got up and he came over to me and he goes, "Who are you?" And I said, "I'm just a baby comic, right? I just put myself down, I do that when I get nervous,
Oh.
And so he goes, "Listen, all of us are just baby comics." Wasn't that sweet?
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's self put downs, and you try to doing self help every day. One of my best favorite ones is I believe I have the ability to achieve anything I put my mind to do. I'm a good, deserving person. I value my unique talents and abilities. So stuff like that, I try to put on my mind. And I guess if you keep saying it to yourself over and over again, when a guy like that comes over, you'll say, "No, I'm a famous comic." I make people laugh all the time.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I do to pump my day up and have gratitude. Tell myself 3 grateful things I have gratitude for each day. And one of them is doing my show.
Yes, absolutely. So much more will come to us if we're thankful.
Yes, yes. And you know what I'm thankful for is a Velcro. No, what a ripoff.
I hope you stick to it.
Oh, yeah. I just posted that on Facebook. So anybody out there, look for me on Facebook and my Facebook page, Nevin Cummings Comedy.
Nevin Cummings Comedy on
And
Facebook.
me on Facebook, Nevin Cummings. And you can
Nevin
follow me on
Cummings
Facebook,
Comedy.
Instagram. And I post jokes now and then, like today's joke of the Velcro.
Yes, absolutely. Do you
Yeah,
want to hear?
there was one person that said that, if I dated someone or I dated someone. So I said to myself, well, if I dated an astronaut, our love, my ex was an astronaut and our love took off. Stuff like that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
So
want
do you have one? Do
You
have
did
an
one
ex
without
joke?
having to say Uranus. Okay, so
Oh, that's on the Faker News also. That was a part of the Faker News interview with Kevin Kumquat. I asked him what was your your favorite planet? And he said,
circling Uranus.
yes, yes. He said, and he asked me, do you want to know the reason why? And I told him no, I don't want to go there.
So I have a joke. Since it's Hanukkah, it's about the Prime Minister of Israel. He came out on the news just today. He said, "You guys, for the second day of Hanukkah, I have a gift: free internet and free email, as long as I'm in office." And oh, sorry, I misquoted him. He said, "As long as I'm in office, you're always going to have Netanyahu."
Ah, the net
Isn't
was
that
there.
clever?
Right. The net and Yahoo.
Yahoo. And the drink Yahoo, but no one knows what that is.
Yes. So that was good. Very clever.
Thank you. That's my best joke I ever came up with.
Oh, cool.
It doesn't work
That's
much in a nursing home, which is kind of strange. You'd think it would.
right. Well, at least it's clean.
Yes.
And that's another thing about my show. I do all clean material. If they do drop the F-bomb once in a while, like you did. No, I'm only kidding.
I'm half German. You're lucky I didn't give you the H-bomb.
Yeah. That's right. I usually beep it out, or I cut it out and make it match like you never said it. So that's the power of editing. So I can beep you out, and so all my shows are clean. No politics. There's no politics allowed, because I feel that I want all of the audience. I want everyone to enjoy my show. I love everyone, and I want everyone to love my show.
I love you. And I got
thank
one
you.
question. If you answer it correctly, I'll marry you.
Oh, no.
That's a great way to lose your audience and your guests. Okay,
Yes,
so my question is this. Back in the 60s, there was a famous guy with your last name, Bob Cummings. Are you related, yes or no?
No.
Oh, man. I have to
But
remain
I
single.
did name my son after him.
Oh.
His name is Robert Cummings. Bob Cummings, Robert Cummings.
Yes. Were you a fan of Bob Cummings?
No, he's a little before my time.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm older than you.
That's okay.
Well, this has been so fun to catch up with you. And again, everybody here, you got to go to Staten Island Comedy Show on YouTube, on Facebook, on
Nevin
Instagram.
Cummings Comedy.
Nevin Cummings Comedy. So
right,
they can get it either way on YouTube.
Yes, on YouTube, or Nevin Cummings Comedy on Facebook, or Nevin Cummings on Instagram or Facebook. You can follow me personally there. And don't forget my website, nevincummingscomedy.tv.
TV.
Right.
I love that. Very
Yeah.
cool.
It's a little extra money for the .tv than the
Is it?
.com, but it's worth it, because this is what it's all about.
I wonder if the dot comes from India. Do you think?
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Might have been an irate husband. Will you listen to me? Will you listen?
I get to walk ahead of you.
Linda, will you listen to me? So
Thank
yeah,
you.
I want to have you back on the show. So
Thank
if you get a piece of green screen, it's really not that expensive. It's like about $30 on Amazon. Get a piece of green screen. You tape it to you all, and you can be part of the Faker News team.
Thank you. I'll do that. I would do that. What if I
Okay,
just
great.
take, I'm here in the desert in Vegas. What if I just take some aloe vera and smash it against a plant and just smash it on the wall? Will that work?
I don't know if it'll blend in. The green
I'll
screen
go-
works better.
Okay, I'll get a green screen.
I have a friend of mine that takes that aloe vera, what do they call it? Aloe vera oil,
Aloe
and he sprays
vera.
it, aloe vera oil, and sprays
Yeah,
it on
yeah.
his face and his hair. Yeah, it promotes growth. I said, you're crazy, man.
I drink it, right? I get it
Yeah.
for $1 a bottle. It's got, it's not even, it's not filtered. So you get all of the stuff from the plant,
All the
raw.
cactus stuff. I hope not not the needles, right?
No. All the urine from the coyotes.
I hear it's very healthy for you, though, that juice.
Yes, it's so helpful.
Oh,
Yep.
great.
Well,
So-
thank you so much for being an awesome guest, and I love your show. I would have loved it without being on it. It's a great show, and everybody, you got to get out there and binge watch everything you can get that is Staten Island Comedy Show or Nevin Cummings Comedy.
Right, on YouTube, Nevin Cummings Comedy. You can watch all the previous episodes. Very
Nevin
funny.
Cummings Comedy on YouTube.
Right. And please
Wonderful.
subscribe.
Yes, click like, make a few comments, anything to help the algorithm.
Right. And you have a YouTube channel too, right?
I do. It's called Comedian Linda Marcus Smith.
Okay. And it's on YouTube, and people can subscribe to that also, right?
Yeah, you'd think
And you'll
I'd
see
have a
this
lot-
episode on YouTube?
We will as soon as I hire somebody to do my editing. I had somebody, but I couldn't afford to keep him.
Oh, yeah. We're pretty expensive. It's a lot of work, it's,
Yes.
and I'm
yes.
going to be getting into that myself, but boy, you could spend hours in front of this computer. It
yes.
is a lot of work, and they do deserve a good pay.
Yes.
Although I'll be cheap.
I got quoted recently for $25 an episode.
Wow.
So,
And that's
but-
and that's pretty reasonable.
yeah,
I
it
mean,
is.
people they set up your website. They want like $1,100 just to set up your website. I did it myself for free. You could just with a template. But it took a lot of work. It took maybe 5 hours to put it together. An hour here, an hour there. But they want big money for websites and YouTube work, even Facebook pages. So
Yes.
it's involved. It takes time.
It does. It's really worth it. So I have a question / favor. Will you do me a big favor? Because, my brain is not that great. I would like to know everywhere you are on Facebook that you said verbally. Can you type it like what it is on Instagram, what it is on Facebook, YouTube, so I get it right?
Okay. Do you want me put it in this chat, or do you want
Yes,
me to?
please.
Do you want me to put it in the messenger on Facebook?
This chat is just fine. Well, no, Messenger. Sorry.
Messenger.
Messenger.
Okay,
Yes,
I will.
please. And then I'll add, and as soon as I get off here, I'm going to go and put all my thoughts about you and what you're doing on here. And then you can share it with your people, and I'll find an editor to put it on YouTube and Spotify.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So if you're an editor, let me know. Looking for one.
Okay.
Preferably a new editor that knows how to actually follow through. I've interviewed people and they don't even know how to follow through. So
Yeah.
how am I going to want to hire him?
Right. Now, you would send the show to them? You would email them or send it through Dropbox or something like that?
Yes, or Google Docs, share a Google Doc or Dropbox.
Oh, okay. You
Kind
have a
of
drop.
great at my age to even say Dropbox. It sounds like something that happens to women late in life.
Yeah, yeah. Sounds like something droopy.
It's like, no thanks. Sounds like a Kinahara to me.
Right. So.
All righty. Well, thank you so much for coming on and playing my game. And I really have no parting gifts, but I love you and thank you so much. I look forward to many more times with you on here.
Okay. And the only thing I ask for you, and like everyone else out there, please watch my shows.
Watch his shows, Nevin Cummings Comedy and
On YouTube.
Staten Island Comedy Show.
On YouTube.
Thank
Right.
you. Type
Okay.
it to me because I'll screw it up so fast.
Okay, Linda.
Thank you, Nevin Cummings.
Okay. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Love you lots.
Bye, everybody. Bye.